Well, finally, the moment we've all been waiting for. The 12-team playoff has been decided. We can hardly wait. Wait a minute. They didn't put Alabama in. You can't call that a playoff. Alabama had a resume. Alabama had a resume. We're not going to debate that. They chose the 12 teams. We've all been waiting all year. So why am I watching a million shows all over the internet about Alabama didn't get in? Washington State didn't get in. They won a conference or one of them did. We're here to advocate. Since you want to discuss it, let's advocate. The Pac-12 was left out. Why? Still exist. I have proof. There's 2 teams in the Pac-12 that are clinging to whatever they have to offer. I didn't even know that. And they got left out. And one of them was 8-1 at one time and could have been 11-1, and they probably should have been, but since they saw they weren't getting any respect and probably didn't want to play anymore, they finished 8-4. But they should get in too. They won a conference. They won a conference undefeated in the Pac-12. So if Alabama should have been in, so should they. 12 ain't enough. We need 16. That'd only add 5 or 6 more games, wouldn't it? Maybe kick Georgia out because they lost their quarterback. We're just following protocol. This game is run by lunatics, and lunatics won't let us enjoy this wondrous moment. The playoffs shall begin. They finally came. Now, Roger, you can't expect me to take you seriously that the Pac-12 was left out. They essentially don't exist. Isn't that a marvel? The spirit of competition that doggedly hang in and try to be a conference to the point that you get apps to list them on the menu. But you don't invite them to the playoffs. What do you got against the Pac-12? Enough, Roger. They decided the field. We're down to seeding now. That's what people want to hear about, not who should have got in. We had a month to talk about that. We had a season to figure that out. Well, you figured it out wrong. Well, of course they did, Roger. That's what would you expect? But they did figure it out. And so let's figure it out how it's going to go. What was the master plan anyway? Well, if I had my notions, I'd say that the Big Ten and the SEC was getting the most money out of the deal when they signed that contracts with their networks. Oh, it's just a little television money. That couldn't matter that much, now could it? Well, yeah, it could. A lot of money. That's why teams change conferences to get a piece of that. And that's why the Pac-12 exists. So Southern Cal, UCLA, Washington had to leave to the Big Ten to keep getting a check. What happened to Oregon State and Washington State? They did not retreat. They did not give up. The spirit of competition lives there for sure. And they even played a game. And the 8-4 team lost, and the 5-7 team won the game, and they're the champions. So I was wrong. It's not an 8-4 team we're talking about that needs to be invited. It's a 5-7 team. But by all protocol and definition, it should at least have been considered. They didn't totally give up. Why why did you hate the Pac-12 so much? And why do you love the Mountain West more than the Pac-12? It imploded. That's what happened. What made it implode? Bad management certainly was possibly a culprit. Greed? Who knows? But Washington State and what was the other one? Oregon State. Still in the Pac-12, it still exists. Are they going to try to add some teams? Or are they going to try to find someone to take them in, like the stray cats they probably are? Programs probably not worth discussing in the biggest scheme of things. Two lowly programs that will either exist as the lonely Pac-12 somehow. They don't have a television network. They don't play a conference game. But one of them did get a bowl to play Syracuse. I believe that was Washington State. That was the one that had the best record. Washington State had the best record in the Pac-12. We only lost one conference game, and it cost us the title. We're both worthy. Of course you are. A worthy football team as well. But you didn't come here to hear about distractions. Let's talk about the playoffs, how they might go. Georgia got a bye. That's my main concern. Boy, did any team need a bye like Georgia. They were playing Texas and Alabama. Not Alabama. Texas and Georgia were playing the SEC championship game. It didn't even sound right. Alabama wasn't there. Oh, they lost to Oklahoma, or they would have been there. And then they would have been in the catbird seat. Because it looks like that the slot that the SEC champ went into was a nice rosy path, probably intentionally lined originally for Alabama. They didn't capitalize, and Georgia has its plums, but they lost their quarterback. Oh, 3 weeks before you need to find out if he's any good? What a break for Georgia. Well, they had to beat Texas. Maybe that's why they won that game that all the talking heads assumed they would lose. Sometimes they don't always go by the script. That's why I like this Georgia team. They're capable of flipping the script, doing whatever they want. And sometimes they actually do it.